Hi, how are you? Thanks for meeting with me today. Let's look at how that one simple line can destroy your sales credibility and even cause you to lose the potential client. I'm Brian, founder of That Business Trainer, creator of the sales framework, which helps experienced and inexperienced salespeople sell more and at a higher rate, all while doing it calmly without being loud, pushy, or salesy, which is perfect if you're an introvert. Today, we're going to talk about something that I see that quietly destroys a lot of sales conversations, especially when you're speaking with C-level leaders. It's the subtle language that puts you in a subservient position. Not on purpose, mind you. You're trying to be polite, you're trying to be respectful, but the words you use can accidentally signal your time is more valuable than mine, or you're above me, I'm below you. It can signal I'm here hoping you approve of me. C suite executives and long term manager executives feel that instantly. And today, we're going to try to help you fix that. So, why do salespeople sound low status without realizing it? Most salespeople speak to executives apologetically. They open calls with, "How are you today?" Or "Is now still a good time? Thank you so much for taking my call." Polite intentions, but the impact is the exact opposite of what you want. See, senior C level people are used to speaking with peers. They're bored, investors, senior operators. When you come in sounding hesitant or overly grateful or even deferential, they immediately classify you as not operating at their level. So they'll put you in that box. It's nearly impossible to climb out of that box during the same conversation. So here's the truth: C suite leaders don't want to be treated differently like royalty. They want someone who can help them think at their level, someone who brings clarity, someone who they feel understands their world. Now, they don't want you to be rude, but they absolutely want you to show up as a peer and not a servant. You're not there to impress them. You're there to have professional conversations about whether or not you can solve a meaningful problem. So let's look at some of these telltale low status phrases and call them out directly. Here are common ones, as simple as, "How are you today?" Now, you're saying, "Hey, that's a polite opener. What's wrong with saying, 'How are you today?'" They know you don't care. They know that you're putting it in there as filler words. Imagine if you said, "How are you today?" Which is what I do when people ask me. I just start relating a bunch of problems to them. "Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Yeah, I woke up this morning, my back's a little sore. Oh, yeah, I stayed up late last night because of my dog. Well, my dog's got that problem. I'm probably going to have to go to the vet later with her." And I just keep rambling. They asked, "How are you today?" They don't really want to know the answer to that. So why don't we skip the politeness effort? "Great meeting you today" can be put in um, place of that. Or "Glad we got to connect today." Anything that signals we're on the same level. "Am I catching you at a bad time?" Again, we're communicating to the client that their time is somehow more valuable than our time. It is not. And we want to make sure we don't miscommunicate that. That goes along with the one I hear all the time. "Thanks for taking the time to speak with me," or "Thanks for taking the time to meet with me." I don't thank people for their time. They should be thanking me that I got on the phone to help them solve their problem. I don't say that. But that is the underlying attitude behind it, which is we're equals. We both carve time out of our busy schedule to meet. Uh, I really, and that comes in many forms. "I really appreciate you fitting me in today," all that. "If you don't mind, I'd like to ask you a question." Just ask the question. It's just such a meaningless phrase. And again, marks you as a bad salesperson, for lack of a better term. Now, you may be thinking none of these are harmful individually. They are. And when you start using them together, which you'll find if you're operating from that subservient, low status position, they'll send the message that you're beneath them somehow. And that quietly undermines your credibility before you can get to a real conversation. So let's upgrade them. All right. Here's how you speak with confidence, clarity, and equal footing. You speak the way that senior leaders and C-suite executives expect. Instead of "how are you today?" you say, "great to speak with you. Let's jump right in. Glad we got to meet today. Let's dive in and talk," and wherever you're going to go from there. Instead of "am I catching you at a bad time?" if you need to reconfirm the time, you just say, "still okay for the next 30 minutes?" which assumes that the meeting's already agreed. Don't thank them for the time. Matter of fact, phrase it, "let's make this time valuable for both of us," and then lay out whatever your plan is. Instead of "if you don't mind, like to ask you questions," you can put, "here's something I'd like to understand first," and then ask a question, if you feel the need to put that in as the clarifier. Instead of saying, "I really appreciate you fitting me in," you again use that, "let's use this time to see if we're a fit for each other." That difference is very subtle, but very powerful. And I'm not suggesting that you be rude. You are not being rude. You're showing up as a peer at that level. That is the level people talk at when they are in these positions. You think you have to put on the other stuff because you aren't at that level. And once you start acting like you're at that level, the real conversations really come up. And remember, confidence. The real driver of confidence is you being prepared and you being curious. Confidence isn't loud. Confidence isn't pretending we know everything. Remember, my favorite 3 words are, "I don't know." That makes me more their equal. But people perceive if I say that, I'll be lesser. It actually puts you at the right footing. Real confidence comes from a couple things. Preparation. Know their world, their industry, their challenges. Show you've done your homework. And then curiosity. Ask questions that really help them think, not questions you think are going to make you look smart. And when you combine preparation with genuine curiosity, you stop worrying about being liked. You step out of the role of salesperson, you step out of the subservient role, and you step into that role of trusted advisor, which really is the gold standard of where we want to be when we're in these sales conversations. I've worked with people about high status openings that you can use, and a great one, especially if you're doing phone or Zoom, maybe you can do it in person, is "good to be speaking with you. The goal today is simple. I'd like to understand where things currently stand on your side, share what I'm seeing across similar organizations, and then you and I can decide together if it makes sense to explore anything further. Or you and I together can decide if it makes sense to continue our conversations." It's confident. It's directional. It sets the tone. It's not subservient. And the executives you're talking to instantly feel this person gets it, which is the entire game. So remember, you are not a servant. You are not subservient. You are not a junior, and you're not there to win approval. You're there to explore whether you can solve problems. Speak like a peer, act like a partner, and you'll find those C-suite conversations become far less intimidating and far more productive. And if you find these hints, these trainings, these learnings useful, hit subscribe, leave a comment, share this with someone in your organization who you think might need more confidence in their sales conversations. And then if you really want to truly master consultative, high level selling, join us someday for the sales framework. If there are links below, you can see if we're running it. And I'll see you in the next video.